Welcome to our Wellness Chats. We're here today in our Mind and Body episode with Maeghen Cotterill, who's the founder of Five Elements Martial Arts. Maeghen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
Welcome
doing
to
very well.
Skimmerhorn Winery in BC. That's where I am right now. So, welcome to beautiful Creston.
Yes, it looks so amazing. And look at me, I'm in my sweats. I have a heater on.
Uh,
It's just fun, just
yep.
having fun. But thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Super excited to have you here to talk about the connection between our mind and body, Maeghen. And as the owner of a martial arts studio, tell us, why is it important for us to stay active during this pandemic?
Well, this pandemic has been really, really hard, I think, on everyone's overall health. I mean, I find a lot of motivation by working out with other people. I am so much more motivated when I'm more accountable. There's timed classes, there's things going on. But during this pandemic, there's been no schedule, no kind of stability, no predictability. We don't know if we're going to be homeschooling children or trying to work from home or figuring out how to navigate our lives. And I realize more than ever, especially, gosh, like 15 months into this pandemic, how much physical activity and working out has affected my mental health significantly. Um, I'm super unmotivated when I'm not working out or exercising. I'm feeling incredibly stagnant. I can't accomplish my work goals. I can't focus. So for me, I need the physical activity for a wide range of things, but it's a ton of self regulation, a ton of self regulation. I have ADHD, and I realize how much I can't think without movement, and how much I can't think if I have pent up energy and I'm not releasing all of my pent up extra energy and oversensory without that kind of movement. So, working out during this pandemic has been imperative for me to stay positive, for me to stay focused at work, for me to self regulate, and for me even to regulate my emotions. There's days when I'm incredibly sad and I have those kind of valleys instead of peaks because I didn't realize that I need to switch my endorphins around. I need that sense of accomplishment. I need that ability to be proud of myself and feel strong and feel confident in order to accomplish, my huge list of work requirements. So finding that time to be super active during the pandemic, whether that's going out for a walk, walking the dogs, going for a bike ride, doing an online class, something is always better than nothing. And it
Mhm.
can be that even 10-minute walk that switches around your mindset to kind of help you with everything else you kind of have on your plate for the rest of the day.
I agree. And you talked about mental health. I know you talked about overall health, but you touched on mental health. What is the connection between mental health and working out, Maeghen? What are your thoughts on this?
Um, so I do notice where my mental health is at when I don't move. So it
Hmm.
doesn't have to be a super high intensity workout. I don't have to work out 2 or 3 hours a day. My job is like running a martial arts studio. So there is an awful lot of teaching and working out and physical activity normally in my job with regularly scheduled classes and private lessons and seminars and things like that. And I don't have that stability or regulation. So I have to create that to make sure that my mental health is okay. When you work out, you get all those positive endorphins. You feel strong. You feel like you can attain goals. You feel that huge sense of accomplishment, as opposed to staying very stagnant. And as well, like there's so much stress and anxiety, and lack of control in this pandemic and in this environment of a pandemic that like I need that release in order to be able to sort out my thoughts and realize this is just a short term thing in our lives. It's not forever. And
Hmm.
when I don't move and I don't have any physical activity, I feel like the pandemic's gonna go forever. I feel like it's never ending. I feel terrible at my job. I start to question my talents and my abilities and how hard I've worked to get to this place in my career. And then all of a sudden I'll do a workout or I'll go for a walk or I'll clear my head or I'll go for a run. And there's so much more clarity and optimism
Mm-hmm.
through just endorphins and regulation. And I mean, our bodies are meant to move. Our bodies are not meant to be stagnant. And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't need to be anything difficult. You just
Mm-hmm.
need to get all of those proper endorphins and overall internal things happening in order to concentrate and focus and really be present mentally, which helps us problem solve and improve our mental health.
Absolutely. And it's interesting to see that there's so much correlation between our mind and body. When we move our body, mentally, we are in that much of a better place. But what I also find is with kids being home every now and then, with the pandemic taking its course as it does, kids are told to stay at home or to go back in classes or whatever it is. But why do you think it's important for kids to stay active during this pandemic, Maeghen?
Actually, the biggest thing that I've noticed, both with my son and with other children, is emotional regulation.
Mm,
Little kids need to run and play and jump and feel things in order to process their emotions. So, I mean, I've noticed when children feel like they can't communicate, their first emotional response is anger or frustration. But that comes from a lack of confidence, inability to communicate, inability to process. And that physical activity helps the mind to process emotions. It helps the mind to problem solve. It helps the mind to figure out how to concentrate differently. Children are looking for some sensory regulation and some focus. And when they're moving, they can think and they can emotionally regulate a lot better.
mm,
And I mean, just for my son, I notice he gets angry and frustrated and sad and cannot communicate his thoughts whatsoever. So he's grumpy and he's upset and he cries and he wants to eat junk food, which I do not let him do. But they get into the habits of feeding those negative emotions because they have no ability to physically feel better. So emotionally, that's the byproduct of it.
mm,
So without movement, there's no emotional regulation. If they're out there playing and laughing and exploring and problem solving and getting out all of those negative emotions physically, they're concentrating so much better at school. They can communicate better with their parents and siblings. They feel happier. They're having more creative work. So that's what I've noticed is like it's definitely emotional regulation for
mhm.
younger children.
Yeah, and I think that's so important because I think during this pandemic, sometimes we as adults can get caught up in our own regulating our own emotions and doing all of these things, but sometimes we forget that these little ones also need the time to regulate and be able to then be that much better cognitively and physically and all of that stuff. Now, as the owner of a martial arts studio, Maeghen, tell us, how does martial arts help us combat our stress and anxiety?
Um, for me, I don't always need to have something calm to calm me down. I am a fiery, busy personality. And
You're a
the more
ninja.
I'm a ninja, and the more I'm realizing about how my body and mind works and some of the things that I've realized about myself, like with my ADHD, I don't stop moving. I don't stop
Mhm.
moving. And I need like martial arts helps me significantly regulate my oversensory, my overload, all of my fidgeting and extra movement that I have. And I need martial arts as a very aggressive, assertive, high intensity um, type of a workout in order to um really just get all my stress out and get all my anxiety out and balance myself properly. I need the extra boost of endorphins. I need to feel that sweat, but I also need um a different type of mindfulness. So martial arts for me is a mindfulness that comes from massive amounts of exertion and full body movements and everything from cardio to strength training to resistance to isometrics, calisthenics. So I need a workout for my body and my mind that isn't slow and that isn't gentle in order for me to feel my best and give me the best start to my day and the best ability for me to concentrate. And martial arts gives me that.
Excellent. And Maeghen, in closing, I just wanted to say you are an amazing mom, woman, entrepreneur. You're doing so many things for our community. I know you run free classes all the time. So before we close off here, tell us quickly about Five Elements and what are some things that you're offering right now for our community?
So we have a YouTube channel. It is called Find Your Element. We have workouts, tutorials, talks, mini classes that are on there that you can do at home. It is everything from beginner workouts, beginner techniques to intermediate or experienced. It has little workouts and videos for children as well as adults. I also do a free kickboxing, boxing, Muay Thai conditioning workout every Friday at noon Mountain Standard Time in Canada. You will find that workout either through Zoom codes on my social media or website, or you can find it on Instagram Live. If anyone needs extra classes or recordings, you can send me a message on Ninja Girl MMA or Five Elements MA on Instagram, or on Five Elements Martial Arts or Maeghen Cotterill on Facebook or LinkedIn. And our website is fiveelementscalgary.com. You can find information on our classes, programming, all of our instructors, our philosophy, our culture, what we do, as well as I'm doing a ton of private Zoom classes, private lessons, self-defense seminars, and personal training. So if you're interested in doing that, you can do it from anywhere in the world. I'd be happy to help you.
Awesome. Thank you so much once again, Maeghen, for taking this time and joining us. I know you're doing another live class in an hour, so we won't keep you too long, but thank you once again for your time. Thank you to all our viewers for tuning in and listening, and do check out Five Elements. Take care, everyone, and stay tuned for more amazing episodes.